Hi everybody, and welcome to your Scorpio New Moon Tarot reading. This tarot reading is for everybody, as I'm looking at this more from an astrological point of view. The new moon in Scorpio taking us all the way to the annular eclipse in Capricorn that we're having on December 26th. So like 2 months of energy that is for everybody. And in this reading, we're going to talk about what is the easiest, or what is truly time for us to shed and let go of and transition with this new moon in Scorpio, and then the seeds, the intentions that we need to sow for the future for 2020. And the energy of all of this is going to be playing out between now, October 27th, all the way through December 26th, when we have that annular eclipse in Capricorn, the final eclipse of the year, wrapping everything up, leaving the past behind, and allowing us to move into 2020 with fresh, new energy, just shedding. Like 2019 has been heavy and hard for so many people, myself included, but it's been a good year of becoming aware of things and really discovering one's true self, desires, all of those things. So let's get right into the reading. Oh, and at the end, I am going to pull 5 different divine door cards, so you can decide, which one of the 5 you feel is talking to you about what door you're stepping through in 2020, just to make it, a little bit specific for you guys out there. So I will do that at the end, but let's get right in and see what we should be really focusing on, releasing, letting go of, purging, healing, leaving in 2019. It does not belong in 2020. We have completed the cycle. So let's see. All right. Oh, the light bearers. So many of you, whether you are aware of it or not, you've been doing a lot of spiritual work this year, becoming in tune with self, aware of self, what makes you happy, where you're giving too much, where you're not getting back enough, or even where you may be taking advantage or manipulating or not being very fair. There is such an awareness that's coming to everybody through this Scorpio new moon, and it's like the wrap up of this spiritual work that everybody's been, focused on. And the thing is, with these general readings, those of you who are interested in this stuff and you're drawn into this, this reading is for you. This is not a reading that's for somebody who has absolutely no awareness of spiritual self, of astrology, of the world, of the non-physical, okay? That's something very important to understand with these general readings, especially, when we're cross-watching readings for like an ex or something. If that ex is never, ever, ever gonna watch the reading, chances are there's nothing really there specifically for that person. So when I do this reading, this is only for those of you who are drawn into this video to watch it. These messages are for you from spirit, and that's what makes it, more specific. Yes, it's general, but not everybody in the world is going to watch this reading, just you are. So those of you watching this, you've been doing a lot of spiritual work, okay? A lot of evolution taking place, and between now and the end of the year, you're going to be letting stuff go, and it's not going to be like this painful, I don't want to anymore. It's like you just have this vision, this awareness of what holds you back as far as relationships and people, habits, behaviors, thoughts, emotions, like all of it. You are coming into full awareness of it, and in that space, you are given the choice. Do I want to finally release this and let this go and move on to the next cycle in my life, or do I want to continue this again? We all have free will. So all the spiritual lessons that you've been working on this year, you have the choice now with the Scorpio new moon to envelop all of it into yourself and have it expand into your consciousness to where you rise and you can shed and just leave so much lower vibrating energy behind, because you are wiser, you are grown, you are expanded. All right, next out is Lady Autumn. This right here is saying those of you that did not have certain things manifest and play out as you had hoped, the seeds that never came to fruition, It's time to let all of that go. What didn't happen, what didn't work out, what should have been, what could have been. You know, it's time to just let all of that go, because if that was truly meant for you, it would be with you. And in saying that, you know, I personally had this realization myself. You know, there's a lot of things that I held on to in my life, and now I'm like, oh my God, that didn't work out. That person had to leave because Spirit was protecting me. And I feel that so strongly with this card for you guys, that what didn't happen, what didn't work out, you were actually being protected. And now as we move towards the end of the year, you're really going to come into the awareness of that and see, you know, yeah, you know what, I'm glad that didn't work out. I'm glad that didn't happen, because it wouldn't have fit right on me. And you know, when we're letting something of our past go, it's really hard because we're so attached to it. It's what's familiar to us, it's what we know, and going into the unknown is scary. It's unfamiliar, it doesn't feel safe, it feels foreign, it feels wrong. But now is the time to embrace the new, because everything that is familiar was once unknown to you. So just think of it that way. It's time to step into the unknown and see what comes your way in that space, and just let the past go. All the things that didn't work out, that you thought should, or that you really hoped for, you were doing a lot of spiritual work, and all of that, it wasn't conducive for this year for it to happen, to pan out, to unfold, whatever. It wasn't time for that. Doesn't mean it's never going to happen, but the feeling I get with this is, as you purge and shed these energies, what you desire, what you want, and what you're reaching for is completely different in 2020. It's like I said, it's an internal strength to purge, to let go of what you know is holding you back. And this just isn't about people and things that didn't happen. It's about, you know, different habits or behaviors that you have that you know that you must overcome, like that they're holding you back. So let's take a look and see what seeds. Okay, let's see. We just had time flies. I love this. This to me is a confirmation that yes, it's time to release. It's time to let certain things go about your past, about yourself, about what didn't work out the way you had expected. It's time to let that go, because here, as you move into 2020, there's a lot of good things that are going to unfold that you will be happy about, and it just wouldn't connect into this energy as you think it would. So let's pull these cards for the seeds that we should all sow for 2020. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that said alchemy. It's mastery. Love it. Yeah, you guys, listen, you have overcome so much. You have grown in a spiritual capacity so big. And, you know, as you're going through it, you're not super aware of all the growth and realization that's coming into play for you. But it's like this Scorpio new moon towards the end of the year. It's really coming into focus. It's becoming your awareness, and you see, and you now have this mental and emotional strength that you didn't have before. And that's what's carrying you into 2020. You are the master in 2020. Whatever that means for you, whatever you're trying to achieve for yourself, your biggest dreams, your biggest goals, no matter what they entail, you can become the master of that. And that's where you need to set your thoughts, your intention, and your focus is on all the things that could be, not what didn't happen, but what could be. And it's not holding on to it tightly. It's the imaginings of it, and then putting it out to Spirit. What does it take? What do I need to do to get there? And Spirit will light the path. And there may be some reshaping, some transition, some more purging, but it's all leading you to this mastery of what it is you so desire. So what you've really been working on in, 2019 is now going to come to fruition in 2020. You become the master of that. Next is Lady Winter. This is also another confirmation and indication to stop looking behind, stop looking at what didn't work out, what hurt you, what felt bad, all of that, because it holds you stuck in this space and doesn't allow you to evolve and transform and move forward into new energy. It's time, my friends. It is time for each and every one of us that Spirit has brought here in this moment to this reading, myself included. It is time to release the past and stop looking behind, because it keeps you fixed, anchored in an energy that is no longer, conducive to what you're trying to achieve for yourself. It's holding you back. And what's up ahead is the mastery that you so seek. It may not look exactly as you had hoped or expected, but it's there. It's there for you. And you've got to trust Spirit, because the way Spirit makes stuff happen, we couldn't plan it if we tried. That's all I gotta say. I know, if something's not working out, there's two things. It's either my energy is completely off, or B, it's something about timing, and timing also entails not meant for you. And the reason why I group those together is because, in time it's going to happen, or in time you're going to come to the realization of why it didn't happen. So those are the two things. If something's not working, I have to go to those two sources, and I share that with you. If something is just not working for you, is it you? Is it your energy? Are you really out of balance? Are you holding on too tight? Are you obsessively thinking about something and you just don't let it be? Because in that space, you keep your energy all balled up, and you're just spinning your wheels. You're not going anywhere. And we all do that. And then, if that's not the case, if you feel very calm, very relaxed, you're just like open to what's coming your way, you're ready to do the work. If there's work to be done and it's still not happening, it has everything to do with timing. And it's either there's a lot of other factors and maybe other free wills that have to fall into place before it can unfold. You're not at that point on your life journey yet, or that particular thing isn't meant for you. But that's not like a dead end, like an end all. No, what's going to happen is you're going to be led in a different path, which is going to fulfill you the same emotionally, if not more so. So remember that in your wants, in your needs, that sometimes what we're asking for is not what is best for us. And when you're very spiritual and you're, connected in, and you want to, not push against the grain, you want to go with the flow of life, of Spirit, it's just, you've got to take things as they are. And when you feel the calling and you see the moment, you've got to jump on it. Okay. Spirit works with us. It's a partnership. Spirit brings us, information, and we've got to grab it and move with it and run with it and go as far with it as we can. And right now it's time to let the past go, because you can't run with that while you still have the past attached to your back, still looking behind you about what coulda, shoulda, but didn't happen. Just let it go and trust that what's up ahead is exactly what you want. It might not look like that right now in your current perception, but when you get there, you're going to be like, yes, I'm so happy this all worked out the way that it did. This is really a message of utter acceptance and believing and looking forward to focusing on what is working, what is positive, what you are grateful for, and really stop obsessing and focusing on what didn't happen, what didn't work out, what wasn't fair, all of those things. Because when you're, really focused there, that's where you vibrate, and Spirit's like, it's time to let that go. I want to rise you. I want to elevate you. There's so much good up ahead. So let's pull some tarot and see what is revealed there. And I know I said this, but I just want to reiterate, this reading is truly between October 27th all the way to December 26th, with that total solar annular eclipse that we are having in Capricorn. And that's earth energy. That's, 10th house energy. That's really a solidifying, life-changing type of energy. So Five of Swords, Two of Swords, Four of Swords. Wow, you guys got a lot of swords going on here. Initiate of Cups. And the Chariot. Oh, this is such a perfect card right here to come out with this message that's already coming through, because in this particular deck, you know, you see like her car is packed up, she's ready to go, but her car just won't start. And it's that same message of either it's not the right time and you're trying, you know, to push forward, or your energy is out of order. So this card is exactly that message, but there is help on the way, and that help on the way, just depending on your personal circumstances and situation, could be spiritual or it could be physical help that's coming into your reality. But this ultimately is a positive card, and it says, you know, really get in tune with the forces of nature, with spirit, with the ethereal energy. What is the right, best direction for you? What is the best for you in your highest good? Really set down your wants, your desires, put that out to spirit. Spirit will show you. Sow the seeds of those visions and watch what manifests. All right, it will happen with this wrapping up your reading. But here, this all right here is this attachment to the past of like what didn't happen, a person, different negative behaviors, and how it's blocking the movement forward. Okay, and at the center here we have the Four of Swords. It's time for rest, it's time for rejuvenation, it's time for recovery. So in this space, it's like, let's release the past and heal the energy to put us in this position of the Initiate of Cups, which is a ultimate balance emotionally, as well as being very intuitive and in tune with all the energy around herself. Okay, whether you're male or female, I'm just describing the energy of the card. And so that's what you are transitioning into. That's what Spirit's trying to lead you into. But you've just got to go with the timing of things. And, you know, if there are things that you know you need to change about yourself, now is the time to do it. None of us likes to change, but we know our self-destructive behaviors. We know our negative habits. We know if we're not taking care of our body and our health as well as we should, if we're constantly rehashing negative thoughts and emotions through our mind and our heart space, that's like self-abuse, all right? Because you're just hurting yourself over and over and over as we rehash. And Spirit's like, it's time for you to have some relief, to be healed, to purge all of that. Like, you don't need to be stuck in that loop anymore. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's time to purge, shed, and move into this new energy where you're not feeling stuck. You're not feeling like your wheels are just spinning and things are happening for you. Big shift to your energy and coming into a much more relaxed state of being, especially emotionally. And in that space, your intuition is much stronger because you're not like, you're just not all crazy energy. It's very smooth and balanced. And so you pick up on everything around you, even the very subtle, okay? And then it's all about timing, and some of the things that you were really pushing for in 2019, looks like 2020 is actually a better time for some of those things to unfold and happen for you. So let's pull some more cards and get some further clarity about these energies. These are just so small, sorry, and I just lotioned my hands before I started this reading, so they're a little slick. Okay, yes, look at this, Ace of Wands. It is time for new energy, and that's spiritual energy right there coming through as the Ace of Wands. And now we have the elemental of chalices, which, you know, this here would be the Knight of Cups. So you got the Queen of Cups, and now you got the Knight of Cups. This is a lot of healing to the emotional body and the heart space for many of you who are watching this. It's time to shed and let go of things that really have hurt and harmed. And it's not like you're just forgetting that that ever happened and that you're saying it's okay. Sometimes you just got to separate yourself from it for a little while and have nothing but a focus on healing yourself, and you'll move through the process, and then you'll start filtering through those emotions when you are in a different place emotionally, where you have the strength to face them and purge them from yourself. You know, when you're all busted up emotionally, you are in no position to try to filter through any sort of emotion. It will be so distorted. You need to give yourself a chance to heal a little bit, and the only way you can do that is kind of separating yourself by not obsessing and rehashing and overthinking, just being present in today and looking for things of today to be grateful for and happy about, and really forcing yourself to stay focused in that space for at least 30 days, because after 30 days, that's going to be where you start gravitating more, and you're not going to want to think about this stuff and rehash and go over it again and again, because you'll recognize how bad it makes you feel, and you want to feel good. It doesn't mean it didn't happen and that it goes away, but as you're focusing on feeling good, it elevates you, it elevates you, it elevates you. And as you elevate, you can face these heavier emotions in a much better way, where you can see them not in a distorted perception. You can see where somebody has wronged you and hurt you, and it's like you grab the experience from it rather than personalizing it and letting it break you down. You grab the experience of it. It makes you wiser, and that kind of stuff won't happen again because you've evolved up out of it, if that makes sense. So big emphasis on healing to the emotional body and the heart space. Also, I see this new moon right there on this card. No other moons coming through in any of the other imagery. So this Scorpio new moon is very powerful for everybody. Now look at this. You guys got the Five of Swords again. And this is coming out over the Four of Swords. That is Spirit coming in very strongly saying it's all about your mind and what you continually replay over and over and over in your mental body. It's time to give yourself a break, a rest from those thoughts, and focus on things that feel good. You know, because it's almost as though some of you're so focused on this and what didn't happen and how you're hurt and all of this that you can't even begin to even imagine what it is that you really want, because you're so caught up in this. And Spirit's saying, you know, give yourself a rest, give your mind a rest, give your heart a rest. It's too hard on you. You really need your spiritual batteries recharged, and you do that by allowing the mental body and the emotional body to relax. You know, meditation. Not everybody's into meditation. If you are, highly recommend. If you're not, you know, like I said, you've really got to get your mind away from all the stuff that is negative, that hurts, that brings you down, that didn't work out, that's injustice and, you know, not fair, all of that, and focus on what is good, what is positive, what you feel blessed to have in your life right now today. And I'll tell you what, that is what this is about. That is why I tattooed this on my arm, because I am blessed, and we all are. And, you know, when I get in those moments where I'm like feeling down, all of that, I got this to remind me, no, you are blessed. You are in control of yourself, of your life. It's all about the mind, and, you know, you've got to get it together. And, you know, I would not share this with you if it hasn't worked for me, because there was a time in my life, you know, where I was super woe is me, I'm the victim, all these bad things. And it's just based on the experiences I had. And once I got my mind right, everything in my life really started to change, okay? I don't know how it works. I wish I did. I really wish I did. All I can tell you is changing my thoughts changed my reality. Takes time, but it's true. And that message is coming in so strong for you guys. Focus on what is a blessing right now in your life. Forget about all of this. Well, I shouldn't say forget, separate yourself from it for a little bit so that you can regain some strength emotionally and mentally and heal a little bit. And like I said, then you start elevating and elevating. And as you elevate, you can face those emotions and situations in a much different capacity. And therefore, you make different choices than you would have in a lower, weakened emotional and mental state. Next is the Four of Cups. This is kind of talking about how I'm getting that message of, some of you, the way that it's unfolding, it's like, this isn't how I planned, this isn't how I wanted, and Spirit's saying you don't know where it's taking you. Just go with the flow. Keep walking forward. Do everything in your personal power you can to get yourself to where you want to go. But if there's a block, then, I already talked about assess the two energies, what's going on. And most of the time, really, it's like, it's just not the right time. Different things have to fall into place. And what you feel in your soul, like deep down at your core, it is there for a purpose. It's not, some elusive imagining that's never supposed to manifest for you. Sometimes that what you feel at your soul is to like the wake up, the activation to get you reaching for it. But ultimately what's going to manifest has nothing to do with that. That's just the catalyst that gets you in that direction. All right. And lastly, we have the Two of Wands. Absolutely love that Spirit ends it on this note, because you see this wand behind her, it's fizzling out. This is the past. We must leave it behind. Here's her backpack. She's ready to step forward and go on a new venture. And opposed to being a flame, her wand in her hand actually has a crystal at the tip, which goes back to all this spiritual energy and lessons that you've been working through, and you have completed it, and you are ready to walk forward, to go on a new path, to go on a new venture. Let the past fizzle out, be what it is, because you are so wise and grown. A lot of spiritual evolution taking place over 2019, and Spirit's leading you into the unknown, but that's where you want to go. Oh, I love that. I really love that. Okay, so let's pull a few more cards to look at this energy of, it's been pretty thorough, but we're just going to pull a couple more to see what else Spirit would like to add. Okay, that's what Spirit would like to add. Okay. So we have a shadow, and this is the lunar eclipse, moon energy, and that's shadow work. That goes back to the spiritual energy right here. Romance. Okay, so many of you, this has a lot to do with romantic situations. Not all of you, but those of you that it does, here's Spirit giving you the confirmation. It's time to let the past go and let Spirit carry you into the future, and just be open as to what is coming your way, because it's good stuff. Like, Spirit's not going to lead you into, junk. It's our own inability to get beyond, rehashing, being stuck in that loop, and that keeps attracting those same crappy type of romances. Next out is momentum. Nice. Some waxing moon energy. You've been working hard. You're getting there. It's again about timing. Manifestation, full moon energy. Yes, it's coming. Do you see that? It's all about timing, and you've got to trust in Spirit, trust in your path. And lastly, another full moon energy, good juju. So we have the Taurus full moon on, I believe it's like November 13th or so. It's right around there. And then we have the Gemini full moon in December, mid-month as well. So potentially between these two full moons, the one in Taurus and the one in Gemini, you will see some fruition, some manifestation to all this energy, okay? But ultimately, Spirit is saying you have a lot of good juju. You have a lot of good energy and karma that's meant to return to you. But if you choose to stay in this loop, it's like it can't, you don't feel the full capacity of it. Oops, sorry, my cat just opened my door. Don't know how that happened. You experience the full capacity of the good energy when you let the past go. All right, this really holds you back from as much blessing and good energy and karma that's meant to come your way. It really holds you back when you're stuck in this. And Spirit's like, let it go. Just let it go. There's manifestations coming. Could unfold, you know, between now and the end of the year. I feel this is more for like what's going to happen in 2020, but you know, this is general, so it will play out different for each of you. But there is so much good meant to come to you. All right, so let's get right into that and pull a couple blessings, you know, blessings that are meant for you and will come to you. Whoa, okay, will come to you once you can kind of purge and heal this energy and let it go. We have a blessing on your creativity. So, you know, many of you, and creativity is such a broad spectrum. This is, to me, honestly, what you think and believe of yourself, of like your image of self is distorted based on these things that have really hurt and harmed you, which you feel that you are able to achieve or capable of achieving in this lifetime have been hindered because of all of this. And once you heal this energy, I'm telling you, you're going to just expand so much. You're going to see your worth. You're going to see your value. You're going to know how to take your skill, your talent, and really turn it around in something that is favorable towards you. All right, those of you that have big dreams, and this is, look, card 19, we're wrapping up 2019, wraps up this decade. All right, it's time to believe in yourself and to believe big. But everything is a process. It takes time. It really does. You know, it took me, I started my channel in 2015. Here we are going into 2020. And I'm at, you know, 300,000 subscribers. I really worked at it hard these last 2 years, but that's my point. Like, things take time. You've got to put so much of yourself into it. And many of you, because of all of this stuff that you've been going through and dealing with, it's prevented you from having the energy to really pursue your passion or put all of yourself into your job, your career, self-improvement, whatever it is, you know, that you are working on. It's really prevented all of that. And so that's why Spirit's like, it's time for all that to go, because there is so much magic inside of you. Oh my goodness. A blessing for good work. Look at that. Yes. Yes. All your energy and efforts are not in vain. The stuff that didn't work out, trust that it will, okay? There are things coming in 2020 that you're not aware of right now. You're wrapping up some really heavy energy. It's time for the purge. That's what Scorpio energy is all about, the transformation, for the phoenix to rise from the ashes, okay? Leading us all the way into this, you know, annular eclipse we have at the end of the year. And to me, that's wrapping everything up, like 2019 plus many other cycles that you've been working on that extend longer than that. It's time for you to like shed the current version of yourself and go into 2020 as, you know, you 2.0, like the next version of yourself where nothing is holding you back. I'm sorry if you hear that. My cats are like clawing to get into my office. They want so bad to be a part of this. Oh, I love them. Okay, so let's pull a card here just to get a little more insight from Spirit about this shift, about you becoming the version 2.0 of yourself as you go into 2020. Oh, wow, look at that. Like, beautiful. Open like the lotus. Flowering Spirit. Reevaluation, maturity. Oh, I'm sorry, revelation. I don't have my glasses on, so it's hard for me to see the small print. But there you go. Yes, it's time for you to open like the lotus flower. You've been doing such heavy spiritual work. You are evolving. And through that, you make the choice of, you know, do I stay in this loop and work with this energy some more? Because there's always, you know, growth and evolution in it. So that's why you have the choice. Or do I finally let this go, step into that unknown, take Spirit by the hand and see where Spirit's trying to lead me. And I say that's the way, because that's the path where you open, like the lotus, all of this, the soul evolution, the expansion of your consciousness, because you've been working on some heavy, heavy lessons, but you've learned them, you've overcome, you've conquered, and you might not realize that to the full capacity that it is, just because you do need a bit of healing to your emotional body, to your heart space, and you will be strengthened. And in that space, again, you make different choices, you see yourself in a different perception, and that's where Spirit's trying to lead you. So very beautiful. All right, now to wrap this up, to make it a little bit personal for each of you, I'm going to pull 5 different doors. You decide which door is the door for you that you are stepping into in 2020 as I, get them pulled. You can pick more than one door, but I would highly recommend just picking one door. Where is Spirit trying to lead you specifically? All right, so this is going to be at the first door right here. Just take a little look at it. This is the second door. This is the third door. This is the fourth door. And this is the fifth door. Okay, so which one of these is your door you are stepping through in 2020? Holding Spirit's hand, where is Spirit trying to lead you? All right, let's see what is behind this first door. Ooh, a moment's joy. Sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in bliss of the heart's will. Yes, that Spirit is saying the past is falling away, stepping through the door into 2020, taking the advice of this reading. You are very happy. The joy, the happiness is long lasting, where, you may have been feeling throughout 2019, you were down, going through trouble and challenge most of the time, with a few instances of feeling excited, elated, with some happiness and some prizes. This door is that you're walking through, and the happiness and the joy is much more than the sadness, the challenge, the struggle. But again, it's about your minds and what you choose to do. And if you choose to go with Spirit, this is the door that you walk through. A moment's joy that lasts all year long. I love it. That is beautiful. Okay, the second door is Anthony's call. And it says, "And thinks of my spirit safe and sound, all things that are lost so can be found." That's all about timing right there. Spirit's saying, let it go. Let it go. Trust me. It's all going to unfold exactly as your heart desires, okay? The highest good of you. Really, let it go. Let the mind relax. Forget the past. Trust that the future is bringing exactly what you want, because that's what this door is all about. So, love it. Okay, a third door. Let's see what is waiting here. Ooh, begin here. "Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now, here." Yeah, this doorway, super, super strong about just let the past go, what coulda, shoulda, but didn't happen. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Focus on the blessings of the now. You've done a lot of work. It's time for you to expand and embrace that unknown. Do you see how abundant and green and prosperous that is? That is the door Spirit is leading you through in 2020, if you so decide. Next is this door, and it says, ooh, these are, I know the different cards in here, and I'm just saying these are some good doors for this reading. Forgive and forget. A ritual cleansing of pain and lies. Arise and awaken. See a new sunrise. There you go. There you go. Spirit saying, let it go. Let it go, my loves. Take my hand. Let's go into the unknown. And you guys, you're really stepping into the unknown because you can't see. You just see the white of spirit, the purification, the phoenix rising from the ashes right there. Forgive and forget. Just let it go. Move forward. And like I said, you separate yourself from it by not allowing yourself to rehash and overthink and be stuck in that loop. Separate yourself a little bit, because that's how you begin to heal and regain your emotional strength. And in that space, you do see things differently. And that's what Spirit's talking about right here. Forgive and forget. You don't know what I have ahead for you. The past has nothing on your future. Okay, and finally, the last door. Bless this space. Your sacred space holds the soul to bear. Palo Santo or sage will clear the air. All right, this here is telling you, really, you should probably, well, just depending on, you know, what's available to you right now, spirits like meditation, Reiki, saging your space, really trying to clear out the mental and emotional body of the traumas, and like, again, separating yourself from it to give yourself a chance to start healing and regaining your strength. And then we do that by not rehashing and constantly thinking about it. And spirits being very, very strong with this doorway. Of, you know, allowing yourself the cleansing that you need spiritually, energetically, in your personal space. I mean, if you guys have a lot of clutter or a lot of things of the past, it's maybe time to get rid of it with this card right here, with Bless the Space. What's holding you back is all these like energetic anchors, but you have the choice to release yourself from them. And it's, you know, throwing away stuff. It's finally accepting what is and letting it go and letting it be what it is right now today, and looking for the blessings that are present in your day today, and having, you know, optimism for the future, not detailing it, but trusting that Spirit's leading you to a better place. Because, you know, there's more rocks, like you could walk through this doorway, but then there's this barrier, and that's like, to me, how you perceive in your mind. It's like everything that works out for you, it's like boom, there's another challenge. Something else is in your way. Spirit's coming in and saying, listen, it's really about what you are entertaining in your emotional and mental body over and over and over and over. It's time to reach for new thoughts, better thoughts of yourself. And, you know, in time, you will understand your past and different things you've been through. And it doesn't mean like it was okay or that it was fair or anything like that. It's just saying that you're going to rise above that, and you're going to become stronger and bigger than that, than your past, than what harmed you, than what hurt you. Spirit wants you to believe that you are capable of that in your mind, because once you are, once you know that you can rise bigger, badder, and better than anything that got you down, watch what happens. You will. And, you know, that's just reiterated through this whole reading as it is. And there you go with your doorways. So guys, that is your Scorpio new moon reading, taking us all the way to the solar annular eclipse in Capricorn at the end of the year. I am wishing you all so much love and light. Take care.